Hi everybody. I am going to continue reading from Wonder, and I will upload a video every day or every other day of what I read. And so if you want to follow along, you can. Oscarito has a cough, so you can kind of hear him. They're outside playing. Once I got up in the middle of the night because I was thirsty, and I saw Mom standing outside Augie's room. Her hand was on the doorknob, her forehead leaning on the door, which was ajar. She wasn't going in his room or stepping out, just standing right outside the door, as if she was listening to the sound of his breathing as he slept. The hallway lights were out. The only thing illuminating her was the blue nightlight in August's bedroom. She looked ghost-like standing there, or maybe I should say angelic. I tried to walk back into my room without disturbing her, but she heard me and walked over to me. "Is Augie okay?" I asked. I knew that sometimes he would wake up choking on his own saliva if he accidentally... Oh, hold on, I lost my page. Give me a sec. Uh-oh. As if he accidentally turned over on his back. "Oh, he's fine," she said, wrapping her arms around me. She walked me back into my room, pulled the covers over me, and kissed me goodnight. She never explained what she was doing outside of his door, and I never asked. I wonder how many nights she stood outside his door, and I wondered if she ever stood outside my door like that. Breakfast. "Can you pick me up from school today?" I asked the next morning, smearing some cream cheese on a bagel. Mom was making August's lunch, American cheese on whole wheat bread, soft enough for Augie to eat, while August sat eating oatmeal at the table. Dad was getting ready to go to work. Now that I was in high school, the new school routine was going to be that Dad and I would take the subway together in the morning, which meant his having to leave 15 minutes earlier than usual. Then I'd get off at my stop and he'd keep going. And Mom was going to pick me up after school in the car. I was going to call Miranda's mother to see if she could drive you home today. Mom answered. "No, Mom," I said quickly. "You pick me up, or I'll just take the subway." "You know I don't want you to take the subway by yourself yet," she answered. "Mom, I'm 15. Everybody my age takes the subway by themselves." "She can take the subway home," said Dad from the other room, adjusting his tie as he stepped into the kitchen. "Why can't Miranda's mom just pick you up again?" Mom argued with him. "She's old enough to take the subway by herself," Dad insisted. Mom looked at both of us. "Is something going on?" She didn't address her question to either one of us in particular. "You would know if you had come back and checked on me," I said spitefully, "like you said you would." "Oh, God, Via," Mom said, remembering how she had completely ditched me last night. She put down the knife she was using to cut up August's grapes in half. Still a choking hazard for him because of the size of his palate. "I'm so sorry. I fell asleep in Augie's room. By the time I woke up..." I know, I nodded indifferently. Mom came over, put her hand on my cheeks, and lifted my face to look at her. "I'm really, really sorry," she whispered. I could tell she was. "It's okay," I said. "Via." "Mom, I said it's fine." This time I meant it. She looked so genuinely sorry, I just wanted to let her off the hook. So she kissed and hugged me, then returned to the grapes. "So, is something going on with Miranda?" she asked. "Just that she's acting like a complete jerk," I said. "Miranda's not a jerk," Augie said quickly. "She can be," I yelled. "Believe me." "Okay then, I'll pick you up, no problem," Mom said decisively, sweeping half grapes into a snack bag with the side of her knife. "That was the plan all along anyway. I'll pick up Augie from school in the car, and then we'll pick you up. We'll probably get there around 3:45. "No," I said firmly before she even finished. Isabel, she can take the subway, Dad said impatiently. She's a big girl now. She's reading War and Peace, for crying out loud. What does War and Peace have to do with anything? Answered Mom, clearly annoyed. It means you don't have to pick her up at the car like she's a little girl, he said sternly. Via, are you ready? Go get your bag. Let's go. I'm ready, I said, pulling my backpack. Bye, Mom. Bye, Augie. I kissed them both quickly and headed toward the door. Do you even have a Metro card? Mom said after me. Of course she has a Metro card, answered Dad, fully exasperated. Yeesh, Mama. Stop worrying so much. Bye, he said, kissing her on the cheek. Bye, big boy, he said to August, kissing him on the top of his head. I'm proud of you. Have a good day. Bye, Daddy. You too. Dad and I jogged down the stoop stairs and headed down the block. Call me after school before you get on the subway. Mom yelled at me from the window. I didn't even turn around, but waved my hand at her so she knew I heard. Dad did turn around, walking backwards for a few steps. War and Peace, Isabel, he called out, smiling as he pointed at me. War and Peace. Genetics 101. Both sides of Dad's family were Jews from Russia and Poland. Papa's grandparents fled the pogroms and ended up in New York City at the turn of the century. Tata's parents fled the Nazis and ended up in Argentina in the 40s. Papa and Tata met at a dance on the Lower East Side while she was in town visiting a cousin. They got married, moved to Bayside, and had Dad and Uncle Ben. Mom's side of the family is from Brazil, except for her mother, my beautiful grands, and her dad, Augusto, who died before I was born. The rest of Mom's family, all of her glamorous aunts, uncles, and cousins, still live in Alto Leblon, a ritzy suburb south of Rio. Grands and Augusto moved to Boston in the early 60s, and Mom and Aunt Kate, who's married to Uncle Porter. Mom and Dad met at Brown University and have been together ever since. Isabel and Nate like two peas in a pod. They moved to New York right after college, had me a few years later, and then moved to a brick townhouse in North River Heights, the hippie stroller capital of the upper Manhattan, when I was about a year old. Not one person in this exotic mix of my family gene pool has ever shown any obvious signs of having what August has. I've pored over grainy sepia photos of long dead relatives in babushkas, black and white snapshots of distant cousins in crisp white linen suits, soldiers in uniform, ladies with beehive hairdos, Polaroids of well-bottomed teenagers and long-haired hippies, and not once have I ever been able to detect even the slightest trace of August's face in their faces. Not a one. But after August was born, my parents underwent genetic counseling. They were told that August had what seemed to be a previously unknown type of mandibulofacial diatosis caused by an autosomal recessive mutation in the TCOF1 gene, which is located on chromosome 5, complicated by a hemifacial microsomia characteristic of OAV spectrum. Sometimes these mutations occur during pregnancy. Sometimes they're inherited from one parent carrying a dominant gene. Sometimes they're caused by the interaction of many genes, possibly in combination with environmental factors. This is called multifactorial inheritance. In August's case, the doctors were able to identify one of the single nucleotide deletion mutations that made war on his face. The weird thing is, though, you never know it from looking at them. Both of my parents carry this mutation, and I carry it too.